Hey, this may seem like a simple piece of aluminum, but I truly believe this is a huge upgrade to the Sedgetool shop. I've been using Dog's low-profile stops, and it all started with this one. Then it moved to this one, and last year and most of this year so far, this has been one of my favorite go-to stops. But boy, these just came out, and that's an ultra-low profile stop. And in this video, not only will I go through the differences, but I also show you the usage of these. And I'm also going to show you an upgrade I did to my European workbench because of this simple stop. Okay, so it started out with the TDS-10, and these are adjustable. These are 20mm dogs. And when you go in, you lock them down with these speed knobs. It was great, but for me, this was a little too thick. And the knobs, when I was scraping wood or hand planing wood, these knobs got in the way. So then the TDS-13 came out, and I truly believe this is revolutionary, where it uses a chamfer dog on the bottom here, the 20mm. You'll see it's a little bit longer, but it's a lot thinner. It is basically 3/8 or 10mm thick. So it wouldn't interfere with what, 3/4 or 20mm. And I could scrape with it, and it locks in from the top with those chamfer dogs. All right, but you also have these that are brand new, and these are the same thickness as the TDS-13, and those also lock in with chamfer dogs. You'll see it's chamfered right here, all right, but it's not adjustable. But who cares, because those are bored at 96mm on center. So why that's important for the 96mm on center is your MFT holes are there. At the space, and that's an equivalent of 3 times 32mm is 96 on center. So when I can take that chamfer dog, that goes right in their chamfer, and also you can use the chamfer dogs right in here, because I actually put with the UJK chamfer tool, it's like chamfer there. But I'm gonna take that, and look how they just go right in there, and now I have a great stop, just like that. Okay, so once again, these are bored at 96mm on center. And you have low profile, but you have ultra low profile. Let me give you the basic gist of this. They go into those holes, and these have little chamfers on them, and it's just a quick way to set up a dog, low profile, a little bit wider than a single dog, to work. And a dog impedes the forward momentum of the piece I'm planing, scraping, whatever, okay? But when I have this like this, there's also right angles available, and they go into the holes like this. You could put them in 2 holes or a little more stable 3 holes, but I don't have any clamps, and it locks it in, so if I'm planing something, it doesn't move or shift this way, and I can really get a lot of work done quickly with this. One of the things I want to point out is also available in that 1/8 thick dimension is the right angle, so I could put that in there like that. Now, what if you're not scraping, you just need to hold something, and you're maybe using your router just for this area? This is low enough or thin enough that I can also use it and clamp something into that right angle, just like that. So now, let's talk about what I did to my workbench, my traditional workbench, because of these stops. I really wanted to use these, but my dog holes on my bench are not bored at 96mm on center. So I bored new holes. Check it out. So here's the part of this video I hope you have all waited for, because I'm always hand planing at this bench. If I'm out on a job site, I have an MFT. But boy, I wish this had been adjustable, but I made it adjustable. Okay, so check it out. I think on all the videos since I got these TDS-13s, you'll see one I have here, on my twin screw vise because I like to lock things in, and I can adjust it with all my dogs right here, my dog holes. But my dog holes, if you notice the spacing, they don't line up. And this being this thickness, 3/8, or roughly 10 millimeters thick, my hand planes or my scrapers would get in the way. So I would make my own wooden low, very ultra low profiles. I wish, so my wish came true when I thought about this. And I'm going to show you how I bored these holes out. I actually started to bore these out just because, and then I thought this would be a fantastic video. So see how I have stops? I started to bore out 96 millimeter on center holes and chamfering them. So I'm going to do a couple more here and then one in my vise. They don't have to go all the way down. But how was I going to measure that precisely? Check this out. So just recently, I was using my boring jig for the Parf guide system, the MK, or the Mark II, MK2, and I realized, okay, all of these holes for this custom top I made for my STM is the same level. Yes, I'm gonna do a video on this as well. Just be patient with me. I showed how to line this up, and I went, oh, wait a minute. I know when I take this hole here, follow me with this, Chris, and I do this, okay, I know these are precisely bored at what? 20 millimeter. So how do I get this to line up perfectly? So what I did is I took a square, I brought it in, and of course I'm going to hook up dust extraction. You'll see this. And I made my hole system from this point, which is on center, no play, 96 millimeter. And that's how I bored these holes out right here. And I'm going to do a few so you can see. So on the tip of this bit is a 3 millimeter hole. You'll understand that when I go through the Parf guide system. I want to get it exactly square to my front face. I got my dust extraction. I got a CXS. I'm going to create a starting hole and then finish it with a Forstner bit that's 20 millimeter. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it in tension, make sure I have my dust extraction on. And when you're using the dust extraction with this system, don't just bore. You do it in small little increments like this so you can get all the dust. And boy, it gets all the dust. Okay, so I'm just gonna go down a little like this and stop. Then I'll show you what I got. I'll just remove that, take that out. See that? I got a little starting hole just like that. So now I have a 20 millimeter on there, Forstner bit. I have it chucked up into a very low torque drill, and I'm just gonna bore it out. But when you do this, always bring it up and down and peck at it. That way there you can relieve it. Okay, and just take your time doing so. Okay, so this beach top right here, I only bored it down to about 15 millimeters. Eventually, if I need this dog hole as a through hole, I will. But I am doing these pretty much exclusively for these chamfer dogs. And I'm just gonna set it in there. You can see it's flush. I went down 15 millimeter, and that's perfect. So let's do a couple more holes. So excited because this worked out wicked slick. Look, I have that in there. I have the adjustability all the way down. I'll continue doing these because I know I'll utilize these all the time. But what's nice is I wanted to make sure you understood this. A good tail vise, or this is a twin screw vise, is so important because, yeah, you can have a dog like this, but sometimes you have a slight warp to pieces. And now what I can do is I can ever so slightly put tension on there so this doesn't move whatsoever. And now I can go to town on that with a scraper or a hand plane and know I am set. on that thin material, and this won't ruin a burr or a hand plane. That ultra low stop is awesome. And it just took a few minutes to bore an extra set of dog holes. So there you go. Okay, so to wrap this up, this really has changed a lot of my system that I'm going to be using here in the Sedge tool shop. I'm actually going to cut these into some Kaizen foam right in my tool trough, so they're always right there. These are available in a master kit, but they're also available in the ultra low kit and also the low profile kit stops. But this is, like I said in the beginning, this is the master kit where you get everything, all the dogs, everything you need. Everything will be in the description down below, all the links you need to go where you need to go. So hopefully this made sense. I was just really excited to get these in because I really wanted to think it through, because this is a great addition, not only to my MFT3 table, but boy, to that, my bench. I've been waiting for these. So as I always say in the Sedge tool shop, be positive, stay sharp, and I mean wicked sharp.